Look at me, Damien!
It's all for you!
Have you ever wondered if evil can be born, nurtured, and raised like any other child? It's a question that sends shivers down our spines, isn't it? It's a question that pokes at our darkest fears and forces us to confront the unthinkable. It's the question at the very heart of The First Omen, a movie that delves into the birth and upbringing of evil itself. Can evil truly be born like a seed planted in the soil, only to sprout into something monstrous? Or perhaps, evil is nurtured, fed and watered by circumstances and experiences until it blooms into its horrifying fullness. And what if it's both? What if evil is not a product of nature or nurture, but a chilling combination of the two? These are the questions that The First Omen grapples with, forcing us to gaze into the abyss of the human soul. In the chilling story of The First Omen, we witness this unsettling concept unfold. Our story begins with a birth, an event usually filled with joy and hope. But this is not just any birth. This is the birth of Damien Thorne, a child whose arrival is shrouded in mystery and foreboding. In the heart of Rome, in the wee hours of the morning, a child is born. But this birth is marked not by celebration, but by tragedy. The infant, the biological son of American diplomat Robert Thorne and his wife Catherine, tragically does not survive. In the midst of this heartbreak, a mysterious priest presents Robert with an opportunity. A newborn child, whose mother has just passed away. A child in need of a family. Robert Thorne, a man of practicality and pragmatism, makes a decision. A decision born out of love for his wife. A desperate need to spare her more pain. He decides to adopt this child, to bring him home as their own. And this child is Damien. But this decision is layered with secrecy. Robert chooses not to tell Catherine about their biological son's death. He presents Damien as their own, a lie that forms a fragile foundation for their redefined family. As the Thornes settle into their new life with Damien, odd occurrences begin to unfold. Pets react strangely around him, nightmares plague the household, and a sense of unease permeates their lives. The joy that a new child is supposed to bring seems overshadowed by a foreboding chill. Robert Thorne's decision, made in a moment of despair, sets in motion a chain of events that will test the Thornes in ways they could never have imagined. A child meant to fill their lives with joy, instead fills it with an insidious sense of dread. The birth of Damien Thorne, a birth shrouded in secrets and lies, marks the beginning of a story that will send shivers down your spine. But as we soon find out, this is no ordinary child. As Damien grows, so does the dread surrounding him. This child, so innocent in appearance, becomes the epicenter of an unfolding terror that defies comprehension. Let's delve into the unsettling events of Damien's childhood. It starts subtly, with peculiar incidents that could be brushed off as mere coincidences. Unusual animal behavior, for instance. Dogs and birds seem to act strangely around Damien, as if they sense something abnormal. But soon, these harmless oddities escalate into something far more chilling. Damien himself begins to display behavior unbefitting a child his age. He exhibits an eerie calmness, an uncanny maturity that belies his tender years. He seems to have a commanding presence, an inexplicable influence over those around him. It's as if he exudes an unseen force that compels obedience, incites fear. Then come the accidents, the inexplicable tragedies that seem to shadow Damien like a dark spectre. A nanny who, in full view of a party, steps off the roof with a noose around her neck. A priest impaled by a lightning rod during a freak storm. A journalist decapitated in a gruesome accident. Each death more horrifying than the last, each inexplicably linked to Damien. The dread isn't confined to these public calamities. Inside the Thorne household, an unsettling tension brews. The once warm and loving home is now tainted with an undercurrent of fear, suspicion, and unease. Damien's parents, Robert and Catherine Thorne, find their once peaceful lives turned upside down. The question that haunts them is not, what is wrong with their son, but what is their son? The trail of devastation that follows this young boy is impossible to ignore. It's as if an unseen hand guides the fate of those who cross paths with Damien. A hand not of this world. As the body count rises, the horrifying reality begins to dawn. This isn't a series of unfortunate coincidences. This isn't just a troubled child acting out. It's becoming clear that Damien is not just a troubled child, but something far more sinister. The Thorns are forced to confront a terrifying possibility. In their quest for answers, Robert and Catherine Thorne, a couple grappling with a loss so profound, embark on a journey that takes them to the precipice of their worst fears. A child they loved unconditionally, a boy named Damien, might be more than just an ordinary child. A specter of fear and uncertainty looms over them as they delve deeper into the mysteries surrounding their adopted son. Their lives become intertwined with a prophecy, one so ancient it chills the bones. A prophecy foretelling the rise of the Antichrist, a child born of a jackal, destined to bring about the end of days. The Thorns, rational and skeptical, initially dismiss these claims, but as they peel back the layers of their son's enigmatic existence, the horrifying reality begins to seep in. Warnings come from unexpected quarters. A priest, driven to the brink of madness by his knowledge of the impending doom. A photographer, whose pictures reveal more than what meets the eye. Each warning, each piece of evidence pushes the Thorns further down the rabbit hole. They uncover a birthmark shaped like 3 sixes, hidden beneath Damien's hair. They find an uncanny connection between their son and the deaths of those who dare to cross his path. They discover a truth so horrifying that it shatters the fabric of their existence. The Thorns are forced to question everything they believed in. Their love for Damien, their faith in humanity, their hope for a normal life. Everything hangs in the balance as they grapple with the monstrous reality. Their journey is a chilling testament to the lengths parents will go to protect their child, even when the child in question might just be the harbinger of the apocalypse. As they stand on the precipice of this terrifying revelation, the Thorns are faced with a truth too terrible to comprehend. Their adopted son is the Antichrist. In the face of unimaginable evil, what can one do? The Thorns grapple with this question as they confront the horrifying reality of their beloved Damien, a child not of their creation, but a vessel for darkness. Damien's true nature sends shockwaves through their lives. They wage a private war against their own flesh and blood, a battle steeped in dread and desperation. But how do you vanquish a shadow that's cast from within? Their struggle, their pain, their tragedy, it all culminates in a chilling end. Their failure to stop Damien, to quell the rising tide of malevolence, sends ripples through the world. It's a grim reminder that evil can lurk where we least expect it, in the most innocent of guises. It's a testament to our own vulnerability, our inability to control the fates that befall us. In the chilling world of the First Omen, evil is not just born, it thrives. In the end, the First Omen leaves us with a haunting question. This chilling tale weaves a narrative that pits good against evil, nature against nurture. It explores the horrific notion of evil not only being born but also raised. The struggle is intense, the stakes are high, and the dread is palpable. It's a disturbing journey that takes us to the very heart of darkness itself. Is evil truly born, or is it created? That's the disturbing question the First Omen leaves us pondering.